All right, we're in the virtual studio, man. We have one of the most epic episodes I'm ever gonna do, man. And I had to share this with two other entities. So I have my boy Shaikhspeare representing from Bombay local in the house. He's gonna be co-hosting along with me. Then we also have the Leo boys
Thank you.
representing from Shillong, El Depot, and Hokey
Yeah,
Boy. What's up, fellas?
so all
All
good.
good, bro. Really excited to
Very
sit
cool,
down
man.
with.
Yo,
Yeah, man.
it's
So
something, like,
let's let the listeners know who the special guest is, man.
Oh,
The one and only, the
it's the
world's most
man
dangerous
himself from the
DJ.
world's
Yeah.
most dangerous group, DJ Yella in the
DJ
building.
Yella, let's get it.
N.W.A.
N.W.A.
Represent.
The OG,
Wow.
Yeah, man. So
the OG.
Yella, you ever done an interview for anybody in India before?
Nah, never.
So this is the first for you, man. So
Yep.
it's a great
It's an
honor to
honor,
have
sir.
you on, man. Yeah, it's a great honor to have you
So,
on.
before we start, on
Yeah,
behalf of all the hip hop heads from India and
yeah, man.
every single artist, this is an honor, and I'm pretty sure they might be so stoked that we got in on a video conference call and on this podcast with DJ Ella. They have no idea, but they have grown up listening to your music, all the ones who have paved the path for Indian hip hop, and I want to just thank you and welcome you on this show on behalf of all of us.
Yeah, man. For
Wow.
sure.
I mean, I didn't know the hip hop scene was that deep there.
Man,
I mean,
Oh,
because
so
I
we're
hear
gonna.
about it in
Thanks to you.
Africa,
Thanks to you.
India.
Thanks to you,
I get
sir.
a few people to text,
Yella.
on
Yeah.
tell them.
Instagram, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. No, India's scene is really popping off, man. I'll send you some links, and I'd love to share like some of you what's going on out here. That's the reason why I was even thinking about it, and when this opportunity came up to talk to you, and I was like, yo, man, like the only thing I can do is really just help you understand like what's going on out here and how much you've influenced what's going on out here, like
Yeah.
in a real way. Like, yeah, I've been taken back in the last couple of years. That's the reason why I even started this show, is because I wanted to make that bridge, right, between the West Coast influence is always coming to the East, but it's very rare that the East Coast culture goes back to the West. You know what I mean? But hip
Yeah.
hop, that universal language is, man, I'm telling you, what's happened on the West Coast and how you are one of the founding fathers of that, and the way it's globalized and came out here, man. I'm telling you, dude, like. I really hope, and I'm proud. I'm proud just being from Cali. I'm proud. You know what I mean? I can only
Yeah.
imagine how you feel, dude.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't look at it like all that, the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, all that. But I mean, we just did what we wanted to do. That's all
Right.
it was. It wasn't nothing spectacular. It's
Right,
just
right.
it all happened at this one particular time,
Yeah,
and
that's what's
we
so cool
just
about it.
did our thing.
Yeah, it's so organic, right? It was just
Yeah.
organic, and what it's turned into. Like, do you ever sit back some days and just be like, damn? Like, I'm sure after you get off this call and you hear about what's going on out here, you're gonna be like, damn, like, that's
Yeah,
real. Like,
because
yeah,
when we did it, it wasn't. You couldn't go to a bunch of records, YouTube, TikTok. You couldn't hear nothing.
right.
We had to do it all from scratch. Only
Right,
thing we heard was
Literally.
the East Coast, Run DMCs and Curtis Blows and stuff like in the beginning stuff. We didn't hear the deep East Coast stuff,
right.
like the Treasure Street. We didn't hear all that too much. That wasn't
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
radio here.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we just went from doing what we do.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it, starting from the wrecking crew. Well, even before that, because I was DJing before Dre was even around,
Right.
before Dre was even thought of. I was
Right, right.
DJing already in the nightclub.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
was like ahead of this time back then.
Yeah.
I was making mixes and mixtapes. I mean, these was real mixtapes where DJ actually mixed,
Yeah.
not just putting some songs together. But
Yeah, for sure.
I
I remember
mean-
doing the tape deck to tape deck, man. I used to do the
Yeah.
tape deck to tape deck. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lost art.
It just-
That's a lost art.
It's crazy. All the stuff we did, we had to just do it. Had to think of it.
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah. There was
it's
no
just
rules.
amazing
There was no
that we
YouTube
did.
instructional videos.
Look what it has become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Master classes. There's-
drum
reached
machines.
every
That was
corner
the
of
beginning
India.
of drum machines. All that. It was just.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how we did it, but we did it. But
Yeah, man.
was-
You
it
did-
was-
it's good to
it
come
was
out on the other
wild.
side and say, I don't know how the hell I did it, but I got there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, there's no hate in that. So I want these guys to actually tell you about a little bit of the scene from the regions that they're at, because I think there's just so much going on in India, and that's again, like I said, this show we're trying to bring it all together because so many regions are again out of touch. Kind of like in the so the way I look at it is India is in the first 20% of the evolution of hip hop as it was in the U.S. Like in the first 10 years, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
we're like 50 years plus, right? As far as the
yeah.
U.S. I think they're about in the first 10 years of that, and it's really starting to sprout. It hasn't really become much mainstream. There has been one movie that was made that kind of boosted it. Shakespeare
Hmm.
was actually in that movie, Gully Boy. Who wants to start? You guys want to start in Bombay or you want to start in Shillong? Where should we start from? Shakespeare, why
We
don't
can
you get
start
Now
with
wait a minute,
We
wait a
Bombay.
can
minute, wait a
start
minute.
with Bombay.
Before
Let's
y'all
start with
start, are
the
these
west.
cities
Yeah,
or?
these are cities. So
Yeah.
Bombay.
Okay, these are cities. Okay,
Ours
I
is
want
a
to make
town.
sure.
So Bombay,
So
Bombay
like
is on the west coast, right, of
Bombay is
India.
Yeah.
kind of the west coast, and we
Shillong's
are
more in
like
the
the east coast.
northeast area.
Oh, so it's the east and west here. Okay,
Yeah,
Yo,
Yeah,
yeah,
but there's
definitely.
nothing like that. I mean,
there's
Indian hip
nothing
yeah.
like
hop is
that, but
But you guys are together.
Yeah,
Back
no,
then
yeah,
we
we are
wasn't.
together.
yeah. See that,
we,
that's
we
that's kind
all
of
are
the thing
together.
about India is a lot of people are starting to create a lot of cooperatives and really bunch together, which is dope because there is that beef scene that's starting to try to pop off a little bit, but
Yeah,
as far as what I've seen, the energy's been very positive, so that's really cool. That's the reason why I wanted to bring them in so they can kind of talk about that and kind of give you a little bit of insight on that because again, if I was responsible for it, like as you are, I would want to know. Like, so I want you to hear it from them, man. Go ahead. Let's start with
Yeah.
Shakespeare.
There's so much. I mean, like, first of all, my name is Shakespeare, and I have this hip hop collective called as Bombay Local. We are a bunch of beatboxers, graffiti writers, DJ, and MCs all together, breakers, and we've formed a collective, and we do our thing. I started in 2008 in Mumbai, and at that point of time, as much as I remember, it used to be, this Tupac music, Biggie music, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, N.W.A, Onyx, Wu-Tang Clan, and Dead Press. So we were in that phase where we through internet were coming to know about hip hop, Eminem, through Snoop Dogg, through 50 Cent, and trying to understand the black culture, the community through their songs. We
yeah,
didn't do anything else, didn't read any books, and we knew so much about Compton through songs of Easy, through Tupac song, and we have shaped our political and socio-economical knowledge from that, and
Yeah,
we have fallen in love with hip hop, the community, the culture, and everything. And it was 2008, and now it has become spread all over India. There are movies being made. There are different crews coming in. We are rapping in our regional languages. Every state in India has their own regional languages. So like so many languages,
yeah,
and they all are rapping. So there's versatility. There are underground scene happening. There is mainstream Bollywood scene happening.
yep,
There are gigs happening. There are lot of things happening. All the series Netflix coming, they are incorporating hip hop.
yep.
So everywhere it's hip hop. And honestly, when I started, I've never thought that I'll be, being an MC professionally and making money out of it. And I'm
Kind
doing
of like what
that
Yella said.
now. So it
You
is
never
a
knew.
great
Like you
thing.
never knew. You're just doing what you
Yeah,
love. You
I
know
was
what I
just
mean?
doing it for fun as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So it's a really big sin, bro. And it's all because of the guys that has, whose music we have grown and as artists, whether it's you guys, whether it's the new MCs who have come into the scenario. It's all from, we have learned from, the international artists like y'all, and we have just adapted it in our own style. And I think India is going to be one of the major hip hop spots in the world in the coming time.
Yeah, man.
That's
So
that's one
Yella,
thing I can definitely say.
so Yella, Def Jam and Mass Appeal, they both actually opened up offices out here. So there's Def Jam India now, and there's Mass
Oh,
Appeal
really?
India now. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
Oh,
no
wow.
joke. Yeah. That so
yeah.
it's popping off, man. It's definitely
Yeah.
popping off. Go
I
ahead.
mean, because you guys are raw, starting from the
So
beginning,
so yeah, you know
like
what
your
it
own
is.
scene.
Yeah, and you know what it is. I think like he touched on. He said the socio political like views and a lot of the stuff on the streets like that. That's exactly what the way it's happening out here too. And I think that's what's
Yo,
been
bro,
the most
honestly, there
attractive.
are some protests in India where they talk about police brutality, and the hip hop heads know what the song to play. F the police. It's an
Fuck the
Yeah.
anthem,
police.
right?
Yeah,
You can listen it in
that's
Mumbai also.
Can you imagine
on
that
it.
they played "Fuck the Police" out here in India, man, during
Wow.
Yo,
protest?
I mean,
it's
but
a classic
I,
evergreen.
I mean, just like what we did, we talked about the ghetto. See, the thing is, yeah, it's our ghetto, Compton, but ghettos are all over the world.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes,
care
definitely.
where it is, India, Europe,
Yep.
London,
Minority. Yes.
Australia, it's just the ghetto. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
and the ghetto don't say a particular color of a person. It's just ghetto.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
we talked about. So when we walked out our front doors, what we seen is what we rapped about. We didn't talk about Disneyland. We didn't talk about New York. We talked about them streets right there. That's all we knew. That's why I'm guessing why people can relate to our stuff, because they can relate, because there's ghettos everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't talk about color or none of that stuff. We just rapped. This is what we do. This is the way we look. This is the way we sound.
Right.
That's all we did. We didn't
I
do
think,
no other way.
I think that's cool. That even that's in another way here in India is because there's so many different languages. A lot of times, like say if you're in Bangladesh, right, and they're rapping in Bengali. Some of these, first and foremost, some of these languages sound amazing over hip hop. Like the way they can spit it just quick as hell, man.
Yeah.
But they're able to touch their region. You know what I mean? People accept it. They understand that they so it's definitely like what you said. It's what they see. It's what they're living. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
And India here, I think people are musically and very like artistically. I think especially when it comes to talking, people love to talk out here. So I think it's a perfect match. You know what I mean? Just the Indian culture and hip hop. Leo boys, let's hear from you guys, man.
DJ Yella, much love from far, far away from the world. We actually belong to a very small town which has very few people. We're from Shillong in Meghalaya.
We're the only rap duo from Shillong,
and yeah, like brother Shaikhspeare said about the scene, about Netflix projects coming in and the Bombay scene, particularly the DHH scene, a lot of light is falling. Like Artifx also said, Def Jam, Mass Appeal making their footprints out here. But I feel like DJ Artifx said that Indian hip hop is like only 10 years into the 50 years which the US scene is, but ours is kind of 4 or 5 years into it, like half of it, because like
we are in a foundational stage. Like people are yet to know about what real hip hop is.
And the thing is, like in our country we have a lot of languages, so I believe like majority of the traction, it falls on the homies who are rapping in Hindi, and you know, the language which is connected to the mass. Whereas us, the place we come from, we really bump to English rap because Hindi is not really prominent in this area. Mm-hmm. So creating music with English bars, like, you know, we always wrote in English since we started bumping to hip hop. Since we were in school, we always wrote in English. So I feel like the English music in hip hop which comes out, it is yet to touch the masses. That's the thing. Is like, you know, the Hindi hip hop traction kind of overshadows the English traction because the numbers come into play. But yeah, we're trying to.
But if you take it locally in our scene in Shillong, it's like the West Coast has a huge influence in Shillong. Like there are signboards where they write "Straight Outta Compton," N.W.A, F the Police.
Crips,
it's
Bloods.
Like full everywhere. They do it graffiti. It's the colors.
Like even DJ Artifx told me today, bro, the reason I told you for an interview with DJ Yella is because you were like rocking a Compton cap in our last podcast.
Yeah.
So,
Compton beanie. I always see it on the hood. I was like, hey, let me call you in on this. Yeah, no,
we were in Calcutta and we were just scrolling through Amazon and we saw that this is the Compton cap. We always wanted it.
It's like,
wow.
Like the influence is crazy, sir. Like the stuff you guys started, it has instilled in us so many things that we have found our way of life, and we can, just like you said about the ghetto, even we are from the ghetto. Mm-hmm. Like no matter where we are from, we're trying to come up and stuff, writing songs about our life and what it means to us, trying to create a positive impact, and carrying on the legacy which you guys have
put forward.
Left for us. You guys rap in like 3 different languages, right?
Yeah. We shift languages. We start off maybe for example, we start off in English, then we switch it into Hindi, and then we switch it into Bengali.
Sylheti, which is our mother tongue.
Which is our mother tongue.
There you go.
Oh, so you guys are kind of like the States were. The East Coast here, New York, they got their own language. Mm-hmm. Even though they speak in English, but here on the West Coast, we talk totally different. Yep. We look totally different. So what I'm thinking is going to happen in India is eventually it's going to all get together.
It's already coming.
Because it's already there. It just started. It just
So you know, all the elements are really big out here too, like breaking, graffiti, DJing, MCing.
Now, do you guys ever have concerts there?
Oh
from
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
from
do.
the
We do.
States?
Due to pandemic, the concerts are kind of slow, and we're not up with regular gigs like how it was before the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
But we'll be getting back to it.
So
what would be
I'm
like?
really trying to put together an all hip hop festival at some point within the next year or so because there's not one of those yet.
Oh,
But
okay.
like Bacardi and like Red Bull and like Absolute, all these companies come out here and do concerts where they bring somebody out. Like Wiz Khalifa came out here a few years
Oh, okay.
back. So
Mm.
they do stuff like that.
Easy drop. Go.
Tiger came.
Yeah, Tyga, there you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, they've got artists coming out
Yeah.
here, but obviously because of the pandemic, it's just taking a little
Yeah.
slump. It's slowly coming back, which is cool. And that's kind of the reason why I kind of want to do that. So we're gonna call you out here, man. You gonna come out?
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
me. I
Yeah.
guess me and Lil
Yes,
E,
sir.
Eazy-E's son, could come out here and turn it up.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
There you
sir.
Big
go.
fan.
That would be something. That
Yeah,
would
man.
be something.
I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
that you just contact me when it can happen.
Yeah, done deal, man. That's what's gonna happen,
Wow,
man. See,
wow,
hey, you guys,
wow,
you
wow.
guys be ready, man. We gotta throw this down. We gotta throw this down.
Yeah, absolutely.
All excited, bro.
Yeah, man. Let's see. How you guys got anything else you want to talk about real quick?
I really wanted to ask you something, sir. Like coming
Yeah,
from
go
a
ahead.
very personal perspective. So, like we all know about your life, about how you have seen the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And I actually saw an interview of yours where you were saying that when you were out and when you were starting your life again, you really wanted to DJ and you needed like money for a console and stuff. You called up Ice Cube,
Yeah.
and even though the check came in, you never cashed that check in. Even though you didn't have a place to stay, you just got a place to stay. And Pioneer also hooked you up with a console. You didn't have to pay with it.
Yeah.
And you
Oh yeah.
mentioned like God is like a powerful thing, sir. So what has been the influence of God in your life in your whole journey?
I mean, cause this is the crazy part. During my N.W.A, all the stuff I did, I never thought about God. Never knew about God. That wasn't me. I just did the group. We
Yeah.
just did our thing. Even though the group was blessed. Think about the group. How much has come off that group?
100.
And
Spotify.
not just the group. You go back before the group in the Wrecking Crew. It was me and Dre started all this West Coast stuff. It wasn't even thought of. We just did it little by little by little by little. The group got blessed. But see, this is the thing. The group got to hear the highest, but the group had to break up. It had to. Cube had to leave to get where he got, to get where he is now.
Yeah.
Dre had to leave to get where he got. And then the group had to leave. I stayed with E. I didn't want to stay with E, but I just stayed with him. And I stayed to the end. And it just, that group was so blessed. But this is the thing. We all this, but then, years, we're still there. And then everything, I was just a person spending money, having fun. I don't care about money. Money ain't no thing to me. It's just a tool. That's all it is. I don't love it, none of that stuff. So I went homeless for 3.5 years. Not on the street homeless, but just from this to nothing. And that's when God came and got me. I wasn't looking for him. I was like in a deep hole with no lights, no doors, no thoughts, no nothing. I never thought of maybe I can just produce a record. Maybe I could do none of that. But he gave it all to me and he set it up. That's how I knew it was him. For Pioneer, they give me their top of the line unit just a few years ago, DJ controller, when I didn't even ask for it. They just gave it to me. So I knew, okay, he's setting it up. I would have never called Cube in my life. I never called him for 2 cents ever. He told me to call him. I called him. He gave me the money to get the equipment, even though the equipment came free. It's just, that's how I know. So my life now is all about him. It ain't about me no more.
That's what's up.
I just go his way. And he the one that got me back on the road. I've been to 100 countries in the past 4 years. Everywhere but India and Africa. I haven't been to them two. I mean,
It's
I've been
because
from Bali to
because
Sri
everybody
Lanka,
loves you
everywhere.
so.
I mean, I've
We'd
been to
love to have
Dubai,
you here.
Bahrain.
Come on, make some noise for the OG, bro. Like
Yeah.
that is
Yeah, it just this is what he got me doing. This is what I do. I still
wow.
DJ around the
Amazing.
world, even though the pandemic like shut everything down
Yeah.
for the past 2 years. But that's when he gave me this to write it.
Oh, classic.
I didn't want to write it.
Classic.
I didn't want to write
Surely
it.
Oh,
love to
yeah.
read it.
He gave it to me, and I wrote
Gotta
it
get a
over.
copy of
It
this.
took a year and a half during the pandemic. That's when I wrote it,
Huh.
and
what is
it's
that?
detail, everything.
Yeah, so for the listeners that can't see it, he held up his book, Straight Outta Compton, My Untold
Mhm.
Story.
Yeah,
Is that already released?
yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, or for the autograph copies is at djyellaofnwa.com.
There you go.
So
I
if you
actually
don't
been
mind,
sending them all over the world.
can we take a picture of you along with that book? This would be like
Yeah, that would be something.
There it is. Straight up. I'll send you guys a screenshot, man.
Yes, me too.
Word up. Yeah.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, man. No, that's awesome. I definitely look forward to reading that book.
I mean, and it's like it's like a hip hop history lesson.
Yeah,
It's
man.
amazing
Wow.
how we
Wow.
started.
We gotta get it.
Telling people,
Get at that.
because think about this. We did all the beginning Ruthless, just the Ruthless, not the Wrecking Crew, the Ruthless stuff, all the way up into the tour in 1989. So that means we did an Eazy album, N.W.A, JJ Fad album, all kind of stuff without any paperwork. We never signed anything until, like in the movie, we got on tour and signed the papers. It just, in the book, I'm trying to teach people you got to know paperwork. You got to have a lawyer,
Yeah, I think
you got to have
Shakespeare had that.
something.
Shakespeare, you had a question about that, right? You're
Uh-huh.
asking about as far as artists getting in the game, especially now that a lot of record labels are coming in India. What's something
Yeah.
I
You
know
have
you
been
asked.
DJ LSR has been in the industry, not in terms of like but as an artist. I'm asking you, like, what would be your advice to anybody who's into hip hop as an artist, not as somebody who want to be successful, somebody who just want to progress in his art and just follow his heart. What would be your advice with the experience that you had in your own life to a hip hop artist and the guys who are coming up? Like in India, also there are a lot of. I am still, in my 30s. There are guys in their 16s, the guys in their 14s. They are into hip hop. They're producing, bro. They're like 14-year-old producers in India. Like
Yeah.
creating mad jams. So what would be your advice? They have this thing in them to the young ones who are coming into the game.
It's a tough game. It is. That's just what it is. It's a game. I mean, with big challenges, the outlook is big. It'd be endless. You can get to where you want to get. What we did, we just did what we wanted to do, not what the world or what the city they dictated it. No, we did the way we did it. That's why we rapped the way we did with the cuss word, the music, just the whole thing. That's what we did. But my advice to younger people is, especially if you're record companies, you got to have a lawyer. You got to have somebody to talk to. Me, I never had anybody to talk to my whole life. And if you read the book, you can get the whole story. Lawyers, you gotta have it. Because the paperwork is, especially when the people are already been in the business, older, they know all the stuff. And the young like us, we was young and dumb. We didn't know anything. We had to learn from mistakes. So now I'm just trying to tell y'all, before you get some of the mistakes, you gotta have paperwork. I mean nowadays, your music is just going everywhere. YouTube, this and that. So you kind of like not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
You got to kind of like control your stuff. So it's a different market now. It's way different. It's bigger. Hip hop ain't never going to leave. It's here. We're already here. It's in all kind of music, rock and roll, metal, country. It doesn't matter. It's in everywhere. But you got to stick to what you like, you like personally. This is like to say, if it's a crew, this is what we're going to do. Yeah. Do we want to sound like them? No. Sound like yourself. Yeah. And the thing about it, we made it, if they like it, great. If they don't like it, still great. And that's how we got to where we are today.
Yeah, man.
It's a very relatable
It's
vibe.
a very
The
relatable.
golden advice right there.
I saw you guys look at each other right away. You're like, yeah, all right, we dig it.
Yeah,
I
the
wanted to
point.
ask another
Do your
question,
thing. That's what.
DJ Yella. Like,
Uh-huh.
what was the energy like when you guys were on stage and the cops told you can't play that song? I want to really know what was the energy like on stage.
Well, the
Like,
movie was 75%.
Exactly what I was telling
75%
them.
right, maybe. The Detroit
Yeah.
scene really happened, but we didn't go to jail. They really ran us off the stage. That really happened because I remember running off stage, running to the hotel. But we went to the hotel. We didn't get caught like in the movie and arrested. Nah, they ended up giving us a citation, a ticket. That's all it was. But our energy when that song played, that was we had 40 shows for that date, for that tour. That was the only time we played that song. And I remember because when they played it, I looked at Dre, I'm like, we planned it because we was told, we signed in the beginning not to play the song. So we never played the song anywhere. And I'm just like, if they just play that song, I was lost.
That ain't me. Oh, Dad.
So everybody, they talked about it earlier in the day at sound check or something.
Yo, bro, you missed on something.
Yeah, it just wow. But yeah, they was just trying to prove a point to their city or something. Detroit was. That's all it was. Because this is the funny thing. They ran us off the stage in them days. Then just a couple of years ago, after the movie and after the Hall of Fame, me, Ren, and Dre, we had a concert in Detroit, and the police escorted us to the concert. Like we were the presidents or something.
Circle.
A high-speed escort. It was crazy.
There you go, man. It's full circle, boy. Full circle, man.
Yeah.
So before we run out of time, I'd really like to ask you this, like,
go ahead, man. We got
as a legendary DJ and a legendary personality in hip hop, for you, what is, like, you've worked with Cube, Eazy-E, Dre, probably the biggest people in the scene, the most talented people. So according to you, when you're in the booth, what makes your head go like, and you're like, yeah, this shit is hard, my homie.
Because back then a lot of times the beat came first, the music came first. Every once in a while, a title would come, and then we make the music to the title. But most of the time, it's the song. And once you hear it, you just get in the groove and just it can't. It only can make you do one thing. Go like that or like. So, but it just. That's why I said it's the feel. Back then, it was what we loved. Back then, not now for me, but back then, that's what we loved. So you just pour your heart into it. That's all it is.
Yeah,
pour your heart into what you guys like, not what they like. What you guys like.
Yeah, dude,
But a lot of people is going to do. I'm gonna make the song for them, sounding like that. A lot of people do that. Copycats all over the world. So.
That's for sure.
Word.
I wanted to ask you another question, like as N.W.A, it's a very renowned crew, rap crew, everybody. And during that era, were there any other rap crews which you would love to listen to from your same hood or anywhere?
I would say Public Enemy, definitely Public Enemy. Run DMC, but by the time we came, Run DMC was kind of falling off. They was at the end of their stuff. The East Coast, I listened to a lot. I mean, because the thing about back then, it was not a bunch of groups. It was like just a few groups. When you hear just 3 seconds of a song, you knew where that song came from. You know what crew, what coast, everything. That's when it was all original. Nowadays, it's just a million of the same thing. So it all sounds the same. So only a few gonna step out. But in India, y'all got a chance to make your own one. Like this is our music. This is our music. When people hear it, okay, it came from here. It came from Bombay. It came from wherever.
Yeah.
That's how it was in the beginning.
Yeah, man.
So that's why I knew, that's why I like the Run DMCs and, that's what we did. We listened. That's what we listened. Public Enemy. They were just like us. But the Public Enemy was more political. We wasn't political. We just talked about the ghetto.
Yo, on that
Straight.
note, I have all the, the whatever y'all
Hey,
Oh wow,
man.
That's what's up.
wow.
So we also listen to those music, the same groups you were talking, bro. And that's why I was telling you that the influence is unimaginable that y'all guys have had on us in
Yeah.
India.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's
crazy.
amazing because you guys are at the beginning, so
Yeah, they're
that's
big-
when it's fun.
Yo.
Now is the time for you guys is fun because you brand new. Like when we came in, hip hop wasn't out that old. It wasn't that old. Maybe 5 years, 8 years. I don't know what it was when it started exactly, but it started deep in New York at parties.
Right.
So,
You
but we
guys
didn't
were
hear it
hip-hop
till like
stars.
79 when we started hearing 80.
Yeah,
So
that's
by
when I
then,
was-
I'm quite sure it was a little old in New
That's when I was
York.
born and shit.
But that's when it was fun because
Yeah,
it wasn't a million groups.
Yeah.
Once it started getting a million groups, everybody sound the same. So you gonna have to be different to separate from everybody. You got to be.
That's for real, man. Wow.
For us, you guys were hip-hop stars.
Yeah.
the way
still
you
are.
walk, the way you
You
dress,
still are.
everything was hip hop to us. And we were kids back then, and
Yeah.
we tried to wear baggy jeans, and it became like a hanger. So you know,
Hey,
it was
man.
all the
So, hey,
vibes.
well, we're getting to the end of this. I want to thank everybody. I hope it was enlightening for everybody in some way, some shape.
Yes,
or
sir.
form,
So
man.
much to learn. So much to
Yeah,
learn.
man.
So much to learn.
So much
There
to
was
learn.
a lesson for like the day.
So
Most
just
so
like
many
looking at
golden
you, we can
advices.
pick up how much you've been through in this hip-hop journey for the culture and stuff. You don't even need to say anything to
Wow.
teach stuff to us. Like,
Yes, I'm just absorbing.
Yeah,
that
man.
energy
Like-
is crazy, sir.
No,
Yeah.
If it's
definitely,
online, the aura, we can all feel the aura right here.
yeah, man.
Wow.
Definitely memorable, bro. Yella, again, much an honor, man. This is just a huge honor to have you on air, and I'm sure with these guys spreading that love and hip hop, and it don't stop. You know what I mean? That's the way it's gonna
Yes,
be.
sir.
I really appreciate it, you guys. Again, once we start getting some concerts going, we're definitely gonna holler at you, man. We'd love to
Oh,
have
yeah.
you out here. Hell yeah. Then we're gonna
Oh
make
yeah,
that
we like
happen.
to bring Compton there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Absolutely. So we'd also love to send you, like, we're coming out with an album this Friday. So if there's any way to reach to you,
Yeah, just send it to him
Tracks.
and he'll get it
Yeah.
to me through my email and stuff.
Yeah, I'll send
Oh
it
yeah.
to the
absolutely, sir.
No, no.
Absolutely.
for sure.
I mean,
And
like I
wanna-
said, just keep doing what you do. That's
man.
the only way it's gonna make it.
Okay,
The
sir.
only way. If they
Absolutely.
like it, it's cool. If they don't, it's still cool.
That's
This
what's
is
up.
still
what's
pretty
up, that's what's
unbelievable,
up.
though. Like,
Yeah.
we have N.W.A on the house.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
So
Sir,
big ups
DJ
to
Yella.
Ashan, big ups to Raul from Ruckus Avenue Radio for putting this together. I know this is gonna be very memorable. We're gonna put this up.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely keep in
Wow.
touch. And bless up to everybody. Much blessings. Let's keep this going, man. Yella, one love, man. I hope to see you either in Cali or out here in India real soon.
Oh, yeah.
man. Yeah, that's what's up. All right, fellas. That's that. I'm gonna end it right there. But I need to do one quick video promo, real quick. Yella, I know you don't have the show info, do you? Do you have
No.
the flyer they sent you? No. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, no worries. Then I'll do it, and then
What
just
is
have
it?
you chime in real quick. So it's bigger than hip hop is the name of the show on Ruckus Avenue Radio, and we're
Ruckus Avenue Radio.
Yeah, it's right here, Ruckus Avenue Radio on April 8th. April 8th is going to be the show.
April 8th.
Yeah,
April 8th is bigger than hip hop on Ruckus Radio.
Ruckus Avenue.
Oh, Ruckus Avenue. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Ruckus Avenue Radio.
You ready?
All right, yeah. I'll start it off.
All right.
All right, y'all. So,
Ruckus Avenue Radio.